nobody's here yet, but for those of you who are going to watch this after the live, I am Dutchess. Hello. This is my channel, Dutchess Divinity, and we do lots of stuff here, but today I'm going to just share my thoughts on something, and then also like a trap I was falling into, and then also tell you guys about the spells that we have coming up, because we've got some really great spells coming up. So I'm going to just say a prayer and set our intentions, and then we'll get into the topic I want to discuss. Benevolent guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, Yeshua, Baal, Ra, and God source, I humbly come to you today on behalf of myself, Cornica, and all those watching, and just say thank you for everything that you bless us with. We're so grateful for all aspects of life, the ups, the downs, the challenges, and the blessings. We understand that all of this makes a well-rounded individual in this very polarized reality, and for this we say thank you. And I ask, please, to be a messenger for the divine, nothing more, nothing less. I ask, please, that no truth be told for a lie and no lie be told for a truth. I ask that all the information that come through be kind, palatable, and easy to understand. Please grant me access to the Akashic records so I may give a good and accurate channeling and sharing of my thoughts. And please let all the information come from source, the source from which all things come. Let it flow through Christ consciousness. And please let it aid those watching in walking in their path and in their purpose, and help them to make the best decisions for themselves, no matter what those decisions might be. And please let this video bring people some joy or peace or positive emotions. And please attract the people who could benefit from my spell work and would like to work with me on my coming spells to see this video so they can sign up and we can both reap the benefits of their joining. I pray all of this with the purest of hearts and the best of intentions, only and ever for the highest and greatest good of all those watching, the highest and greatest good of me as the person putting out this message, the highest and greatest good of humanity, and the highest and greatest good of this universe. Amor Ra, Ashe Namaste, by the power of three, Samotive be always works, always a blessing. Hi guys, what's up? Hi baby Pico. Hi Mystic Mermaid, hope everyone is having a great day. I am, thank you. Hi Robin. Hello, Katpiva. I'm sorry if I did not pronounce that correctly. Hello, Venus. Hi, Samurai. Hello, village person. Hi. I see that video made an impression on you. That was the funniest, comment of the whole video. The what in the village people? That I'm still laughing about that. Hi, Arrington. Yeah, things have been good. Things have been really good. Or I'm sorry if I pronounced, Sarumi. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name like samurai. Well, I guess I'll be a village person. You can be a samurai. Just kidding. If I mispronounce anybody's names, I'm sorry. Doing my best here. How's everybody doing in here? How's everybody doing? I gotta get my little water. My name is Savannah. Okay, cool. My name is Nikki. Or Duchess. Hi, Corey. You want to say hi to everyone? Yeah, come on. They want to see you. They're not really here for me. They're here for you. Come on, girl. Yeah, you know it. You know you the star. You know you the star of the show. Come here. Come on. Come say hi. Come here, good girl. Come on. Come. Say hi. Say hello. Say hello. Grace them with your beauty. Aww. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Hello. All right. Corn. It's been a great day. Got to spend time with my mans and my cat. Good. Perfect. Been sleepy AF for the past week, but going back to normalish now. Yeah, me too. Same. So today, I wanted to talk about... Oh, corn, girl. I invite you over only for you to knock this over. I don't think so. Little Chi-Chi. Sorry, she almost knocked over the stick. Okay, so 444, your time, perfect. It's my 444, my time too. Okay, so today I want to talk about, like, the fact that you're allowed to choose a life of reward and not punishment. And this might seem obvious, but we live in a world that loves to punish. In my experience and understanding, like, there are so many mechanisms that make it really easy to hate yourself, to loathe others, to punish yourself, to punish others. There are so many ways to hurt yourself now, like, and that doesn't have to be the kind of thing that's like surface level, very easy to see that you're hurting yourself. Like, you can hurt yourself from, you know, doing pretty much anything that you know isn't good for you, but like you kind of keep going back for more, even though you know you don't get a beneficial you know, experience during, before, or after. You know, there's just so many outlets for that. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I am watching spiritualists around me crack left and right. And honestly, I don't personally know any of these people. They're just a bunch of spiritualists that I have followed throughout the years. And oh my God, are they cracking? So they're either going full Jesus and they're like rebuking and like getting rid of everything they've ever been and just throwing themselves into being like a hardcore Christian, or they're going like full, like doubling down on everybody's stupid, I hate everybody, the whole world is brainwashed, I hate you all because we're not collectively ascending in the way I want us to collectively ascend. My way is the only way. Nobody can talk to me. Nobody else has good ideas. Like, I'm watching spiritualists who are not cut out for this line of work crack. And I'm not here to judge anybody on that because I've cracked a couple times. I was just able to pull myself back. And if you've been with me for a while, you would know that. And also, this is not a trend for me. I've been studying and throwing myself into spiritual research for the last 13 years of my life. When I started college was at 18 is when I began my spiritual ascension. And that's when I started. And there were bumps and hiccups in the road, and I didn't always have a perfect practice, but I never lost my spirituality, even in the darkest of times. And I grew it and I nurtured it. This is not a trend. This is who I am. I'm a Pisces moon, Pisces rising, Cancer sun. This is who I'm meant to be. So I'm just watching people get really jaded, and I myself have experienced this too. Like, on one of the last lives I was on, I was like, I'm really trying to work on my belief that everybody is stupid, that the masses are stupid, that the collective is to blame for the state of the world we're in. I am angry with society because I don't like how society makes me feel or how society projects the kind of person I am. So thinking, oh, because I'm a spiritualist, I'm a fraud. Like, oh my God, the rage that I've been watching it's unnerving. And you know, I had to check myself. Part of this spiritual journey is accountability, right? And I had to check myself because I was falling into rage. Every time somebody was like, you know, being mean to me, I wanted to fight back. Every time someone was calling me a name, I wanted to fight back. Every time anyone wanted to fight, I was like, yeah, let's fucking like square up. Not physically. I've only had to fight off people on me. I've never completely started a fight. I've only had to defend myself in physical fights. But all I can tell you is that violence isn't the answer. And those of us who have, I don't want to say all of us, because I don't want to speak for everyone, but at someone like myself who's experienced a lot of violence in my life knows that, like, there's no happy ending on either side when violence is incited in order to make a point or, you know, solve a problem. Everyone ends up hurt, right? An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. And even my spirits have said to me, an eye for an eye is a good way to die, right? Because if you take it too far, it'll eventually lead to your death. So I guess I'm just saying that, like, there's so much chaos energy right now. I channeled on Patreon that for New Year's they opened up this really big dark portal, because if you're not aware, it's wild that society tries to act like witches and spiritualists aren't real, because the government literally uses them against us. Like, so many whistleblowers have come out and spoke about how there are, you know, governmental agents that are hired on as psychics or witches in order to conjure for them or to remote view on people. Like, I could have a fucking agent remote viewing on me right now while I'm doing this video. I remote view all the time. I look at stuff astrally all the time. It's basically just people who have sold that to me is what selling your soul is. It's like you're choosing evil, or you're choosing to do wrong by, you know, choosing money over your morals. And that to me is selling your soul. So it's just like they conjured a really big black negative portal on New Year's, because think about it, they use us as batteries. Think about this, we're not exactly in the Matrix. No, not yet. We're not in pods having our life force siphoned from us, but we are, you know, they do use us as batteries. They do feed off of our energy, our hatred, and our rage. And also, the reason that they call alcohol spirits, and someone asked, you know, how do you have all your knowledge? And I do want to start to begin to learn how to teach and share my knowledge and break down witchcraft. I'm trying to figure it out. So I have a lot of clients, and so many people ask me for so many different things, and then I have to think. I have to think, and I have to process how I'm gonna take that from someone else's idea and put it out into the physical. So a lot of people have been asking me for like Witchcraft 101, or like, how do you have all this information? And the short answer is, like I said, I've been studying this craft for the last 13 years. The information I hold within me and the information I'm able to channel is because I've been working this muscle and working my mind in this department of life for almost half my life, because I'm 31. So it's like I spent the last 13 years doing this, and I have quite a bit to show for it as far as my knowledge and practice goes, and now I have to figure out a way to break that down to be able to teach it to people. So, okay, yeah, so I channeled that they opened up this negative portal because on New Year's, think about it, so many people are drinking, and human spirit runs through water, right? We're mostly water. Well, they call spirits because things that were never human run through alcohol, or a lot of spirits enjoy alcohol. So when you have more alcohol in your veins than water, or enough to get you blackout or whatever, that, and people say, I never act like that, that wasn't me, it's because it genuinely wasn't them. Hide user. If there are any moderators, can you just kind of keep these crazy people under control? I'm going to send out a telepathic message for the moderators to keep the chat under control. So anyway, see, that is the perfect example. Somebody's in here screaming about this or that, and it's like, do not use like, why are you choosing that? Why are you choosing to be so angry? Why are you choosing to be so miserable? Why are you choosing to yell at everybody? Why are you choosing to force your beliefs on people? Why? Like, I've been through so much therapy, because I've been through so much in my life, and it's literally the definition of codependency. Codependency is an illness. It's a mental illness, and you should seek help if you have tendencies of codependency, and forcing your beliefs on others or basing your happiness on whether or not somebody is enmeshed with you is not healthy. So I'm just here telling people, you don't have to do that. We live in a climate that pushes unhealthy behavior. We live in a society right now that wants you full of hate, that wants you full of rage, that wants you fighting with the person next to you, that wants you to think everybody's dumb. They're literally feeding on this, and that's the point I was making about the negative portal. Like, they opened up this negative portal while everyone was drunk, drinking spirits on New Year's Eve, and siphoned all your life force energy out and used it to open up this big black hole. And I've been watching it because I channeled that on Patreon when it first happened, and I wasn't drinking. Good. Yes, thank God I wasn't drinking, someone said. Exactly. So, but most people who are not spiritual were, right? Most regular people were. And it's just like, I'm just so tired of being taken for a ride by these negative spirits or the political figures or the powers that were, perceived authority, government figures. Like, I'm so tired of being taken for a ride. The crazy thing is, these governments, they create problems and then blame you. Like, we are in a narcissistic and abusive relationship with our government. So you can yell at each other on either side of the war all you want. You can yell at people to reduce, reuse, recycle all you want. That's not going to stop Taylor Swift from taking her private jet across the world to get to her boyfriend's football game. How dare you yell at me and tell me I need to use a paper straw when that girl is just destroying the ozone layer overnight? Like, these governments make it your problem and it's not your fault. It is not, you do not have to create world peace. How can you? You create world peace by not starting arguments with your loved ones, by not starting arguments with random people online. You create world peace by being peaceful. Even the slogan, no justice, no peace, you're literally manifesting no justice and no peace. Why wouldn't you say justice, peace, if that's what you want? Like, we're living in a time where foul, negative, angry energy is being incited. Violence is being incited. Hatred, wishing your neighbor the worst. Like, climate change isn't your fault. And I'm not saying it's not real. Like, that's the thing, is like, people will get so mad and be like, it is real. No, I'm not saying it's not real. Of course it's real. But what I'm saying is, you go to the grocery store and everything is in plastic. Did you package everything in plastic? I don't think so. I think it was the big company who we have to buy food from that packaged it in plastic. Like, the government will yell at you, stop eating meat. It's bad for the planet. But then literally start a war. Like, they cause problems, and then their solutions cause more problems, and the whole time they're shaming you and punishing you for the problems that they caused. And I fell into that trap. I fell into the trap of arguing with everyone. I have fallen into the trap of being mean. I've fallen into the trap of being hateful, and I get sick. I get sick when I do that. I get very fatigued. I get very emotionally unwell. I get very mentally unwell. I get like, I'm just not able to function when I'm just a big ball of rage and hate. You know? And the thing I'm here to remind you, I'm covered in chills right now. Please like the video if you can so more people can get notified of the live. You're in charge. And it might not feel like you're in charge, but you're in charge. You're in charge of your body. I don't care how many laws they make. I don't care how much they try to take from us. I don't care. You're in charge of your body. You always have a choice. And it might not feel like it, but at the end of the day, the way we're being treated and the stuff that's being done to us is so illegal. It's so illegal. It's so wrong. It's so evil. It's so on the wrong side of history, the way that humanity is being treated right now. And it's so important to stand in your sovereignty and make that choice. And even I was having a conversation with one of my great friends today, Emily, who I had the dance party with, and she was like, you know, I had a really scary dream about doomsday. There were bombs everywhere. There was this, there was that. I'm covered in chills. And I was like, she just told it to me and she was kind of like spiraling. And I was like, all right, take a deep breath. And then I was like, you know, what if I told you that literally, they have technology, and you can look this up. McDonald's just bought it. They have technology to subconsciously put stuff in your mind through the phone while you're asleep or while you're awake. Look it up. So McDonald's just bought the rights to it so they can subconsciously, they sold you. Like, our governments constantly sell us out. They sell us out to everybody, not just McDonald's. They sell us out all the time, all over, in all different areas. They bought the rights to this technology to put in your head, I want McDonald's, I want McDonald's, I want McDonald's, while you sleep. Oh, thank you so much for the donation. I'm having this realization, and I feel like I need to share it because I've been drowning in the rage and upset too. So I'm hoping this can help some people choose a life of reward over punishment. That's why I named this live that, because our entire reality is punishment. So anyway, you know, they bought this technology to subconsciously put in your brain, I want McDonald's, I want McDonald's. Our government has had that for much longer, and you have to think, what are they subconsciously putting in your brain? What are they subconsciously shoving in there while you sleep? Is it doomsday? Is it thoughts of bombs and war and evil? Because our governments seem to be pretty pro-war right now, even though most of us are pro-peace. Most of us don't really want this. You know, I think any normal, healthy person doesn't want genocide, doesn't want war, doesn't want violence. But who's doing it? Our government. Yet they'll sit there and blame it on you. My mind is blown. They have the audacity to ask me for taxes right now when the cost of living is higher than it's ever been, and they're just using my money to perpetuate evil. Like, my mind is blown that they have the audacity when also none of them pay taxes. Okay? So, yeah. I believe they're using technology to try to incite all this fear. So I kind of talked about this on my video about the Jesus algorithm. Check that out if you haven't seen it, because I think it was pretty good. But I think because there's no set timeline right now, because although they're trying to incite the New World Order and create a one world government, they're all so power hungry and disorganized that they're eating each other alive from the inside out, and they can't decide on a collective timeline. They're not organized. They're organized in their own greed, and it's their demise, right? So one's trying to start another panini. One's trying to have all these wars. One's trying to have climate change lockdowns. One's trying to incite the rapture, right? There are all these doomsday timelines that they are shoving into our mind, body, and soul constantly through the phone, through the cell towers, through the chemtrails, poisoning us. You know what I mean? With nanobots. It's all been proven. If you dig deep enough, you can find this information, but that takes time and determination in order to find the scholarly articles that support this, which is why so many people don't have the actual facts, because people either don't have time or they don't have the capacity to delve into that kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's what creates the false consent, because the information's out there, but not enough people have access to it, right? So I feel that I know that these world leaders thrive on pain, suffering, evil, hatred. I know that they thrive on division, because the more separate we feel, the less powerful we are. And I said to my friend Emily too, I said, you know, I think that they're really pushing these doomsday timelines into our minds, especially when we sleep. And I said, if I decided today, if I'm going to live in crazy town hello, hi Shady, Shayna, about your name on here, Shady. I decided that if my brain is going to go to crazy town, my brain's going to go to a happy crazy town. So instead of thinking, because anything could happen, right? Bombs could fall from the sky right now. God could smite me down with lightning. I could just explode. I could spontaneously combust. It's happened. Like, anything could happen. So if you believe anything could happen, Why not believe that wonderful things could happen? Why not, like, if I want to live in crazy town in my head where I'm living out scenarios that don't actually exist, I'm going to live out the scenario where I'm a millionaire and where I have a beautiful house. I mean, I have a great house now, but a big, beautiful house, and I have all these things that I've always wanted. And guess what? I'm going to live in crazy town where world peace is achievable one day. Like, if your focus is eventually transmuted out into your physical reality, why focus on so much negativity? And something about this is, you know, a lot of us were alive during a time when, if you believe in past lives, a lot of us were alive during a time when it was torture the body to save the soul. And this was the hallmark of the Catholic religion. And I did a whole presentation on this in college, because I did a whole presentation on the Protestant Reformation. Now, this is not against any Catholics. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm simply sharing pieces of information from history. So they used to create hair shirts, horsehair shirts, where they would skin a horse. And then, this is graphic, just so you know, they would skin a horse and then they'd sew it up to make a shirt with the hair on the inside, and then you would put the shirt on so that it would cut your body up and the flesh would decay while on your body. So then all these flies would come to you, so you'd get bit by flies. You'd be wearing literal decaying flesh and slicing yourself up, so you get all, because the hair would slice you up, but it'd be sewn on your body so you couldn't take it off. So then you would have all of these like infections on top of all the other ways that you were suffering. They would wear these like metal cage things that were torture devices. Like, it was torture the body to save the soul. And I'm watching so many spiritualists fall into this, whether that's going full Jesus and completely denying themselves certain aspects of life that are natural and normal and enjoyable, or going, like I said, to the other direction. Everyone is stupid. I hate everybody. It's all your fault that we're caught in this loop. And I understand that. I've been there. I've felt that. And it's no way to live. It's no way to live to think that everyone around you is an idiot and it's all their fault that life isn't better. Because in reality, like I said, we as the little people are only ever doing what it is that we can. And there's so much that's out of our control that's constantly blamed on us. So, and also when you live a life of constant punishment, like whether it's wanting to punish others or punishing yourself, it's like you'll start to get bruises, you'll start to get cuts, you'll start to, you know, have like get in a car accident or things like that, because it's like you believe in a punishing God and you believe in a punishing life. And if you don't believe in a punishing God and you're on the other end of everybody is stupid, then you believe that those stupid people need to be punished and you hate them because you believe they're the reason why we live in a punishing reality. And so I'm here to tell you, you don't have to, and I'm not saying either that punishment is never necessary. I think it is. I think it has a place in the world, but it doesn't need to be our constant. And I'm here to tell you that you have a choice. You have a choice to believe in rewarding yourself for your goodness. You have a choice to believe that you're doing everything that you can. You have a choice to believe that when you make small acts of kindness, or you smile at that person that's having a bad day, or somebody says something really mean and you choose not to fight, you choose to walk away, all of this is leading you more towards a life of peace and reward. And yeah, I believe that, and I believe that I've been wasting so much of my time scrolling, so I've been in like a state of dissociation, and because like I mentioned a million times, I have a lot of trauma, and guess what? So do you. Everyone does, because since 2020, whether you even if you had the most perfect life in the world, which nobody does, 2020, we shared a collective worldwide trauma. So we're all traumatized. We all have PTSD at this point. We're all suffering in one way or another. And a lot of us are stuck in a dissociative state. So this could look like playing video games all day long and immersing yourself in a virtual reality, or genuinely immersing yourself in a virtual reality. Scrolling, literally sitting and staring at a wall, losing all this time. Like I said, I've been through a lot of therapy. I'm blessed because I've put in the work, and I'm grateful to myself for putting in the work, but I've put in the work, so I have the language to name what's going on. I have the language to name my negative coping skills. And one of my negative coping skills is just prolonged dissociation. And I realized I've been stuck in a state of prolonged dissociation, just scrolling on the internet and getting in fights with like random people, or getting yelled at by random people that have no business even speaking to me. Like, if someone came up to me in public and said half the shit that people say to me online, I would walk away. Like, I would not engage. Like, you have no business interacting with me at all if you're going to speak to me like that. So why am I doing it online when I can't even put a face to the words being said, you know? Or if I can see that this person's deeply suffering and unhappy. So why do I care what they think anyway? You know? And all it does is perpetuate more punishment. And it's a vicious cycle, and it's a vicious loop. And I'm choosing, and you know, you don't have to, you can choose like neutrality as well. You can just choose not to engage. Like, you don't have to be rewarding or punishment. You don't have to be Jesus and love thy neighbor. But you can choose to be neutral and think nothing about it without falling into either extreme. If that's not your thing, right? If you're not feeling the whole reward aspect of this, then just be neutral. Just be at peace. just choose you. Choose you. Choose what works for you. Don't choose what everybody's yelling at you to choose. Don't incite violence or arguments if you don't have to. I mean, of course you can. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm just telling you, as somebody who's experienced abuse, experienced violence, and have experienced abuse on many levels: physical, mental, emotional, verbal, spiritual, sexual, you name it, financial. I've experienced it. Neither party leaves the situation feeling good, in my experience. So focusing on what you can control, mastering your emotions, and being able to walk away even when people are trying to get you to have a reaction. And like I said, focusing on reward and doing things from the right intention. So like, today, I'm going to go out tonight. I'm going to take myself out, and I'm going to go line dancing, and I'm going to meet some new people and just share some space and time with people, and hopefully have a nice time dancing, and, you know, work some energy out and move forward and have a great night. And I'm not coming from the place of, I'm going to walk into this place and I'm going to steal the show, and and everybody's going to bow down to me, and this is my reality, da da da, everyone else is living in it. But I'm also not coming from a place of like being meek and being small and like, oh, like, I don't know, should I go, should I not go, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm going, and I'm having the intention of being at peace and being neutral and enjoying the moment. And also too, like, there's been such a want for revenge, right? Like, I've noticed so many people are feeling vengeful, but that goes along with punishment, right? If you want revenge, that's because you feel like somebody deserves to be punished, or something deserves to be punished. And like I said, punishment is warranted, absolutely, in certain cases. But it doesn't have to be all the time. And so, like, let's say you just broke up with someone, and you're like, I'm gonna go paint the town red, and you set the intention, I'm gonna make that guy who broke up with me wish he was never born, I'm gonna hurt his feelings, I'm gonna do this and that. That's a punishment vibration. If you do it from the space of, damn, I just had a pretty serious breakup, but I need a little fun in my life, I just want a good night, I want to open my heart, I want to have fun, I want to let loose, I want to be free. Do you see how different that vibration is? Because whatever you intend, you will then attract. So if you intend to be punishing, you will attract more punishment. If you intend to be rewarded in some way, then you will attract more reward. And yeah, I just really wanted to get that off my chest because it's running so rampant right now. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch these spiritualists fall. It was hard to watch myself do it. Like I said, part of remaining on a spiritual journey is accountability. And I had to hold myself accountable. I had to reground myself, and I had to recognize the negative coping skills I was falling into that don't serve me. So I think that is all I have to say about that. And I'm going to start checking the chat. Sometimes the world can make you feel so small, and objectifying makes it so much worse. Exactly. Hey, Lizzie. Definitely have been dealing with that, and you making the healing video for being yourself helps so much. Yeah, I've been making those Reiki videos. Thanks for all the hearts, guys. I've been making those Reiki videos because I need them. I need healing. I'm not ashamed right now to say that, I haven't been feeling great. I don't think anybody's been feeling great. And like I said, how I channeled, they opened this big negative portal, and I think that has something to do with it, on top of everything else we're already dealing with and have been dealing with for years. People have been suffering for all of time, but really especially over the last 4 years. So why punish yourself more when we live in such a punishing reality, currently, as we shift from the old earth to the new earth? You remind me of the ticks and roses, but without the claims of disorders. I actually don't know who that is. I don't know if that's an insult or a nice thing. I'm pretty sure that's the lady who was lying about having Tourette's. So that's not very nice. Yeah, financial abuse. Financial abuse, when I was with my abusive ex, he would steal my card out of my purse and literally go buy stuff. He'd buy alcohol and cigarettes and then be like, oh, well, it was just, I only stole $50. I only stole $100. I only stole this much. It's not a big deal. That's financial abuse. There's many forms of financial abuse. And this is why I'm saying, the world really needs to get educated on this kind. And I'm not saying that to sound greater than thou. I'm saying that because knowledge is power. And when you can educate yourself on the different ways that we're being taken advantage of and hurt and run through by not just people in our lives, but by our governments, it's easier to name the demon, right? Because if you have the language to express the suffering that you're going through, then you have more power to overcome that suffering. Surrender is the path to peace. It's not our fault. We've all been brainwashed. Exactly. We shouldn't hate each other for being asleep. People are going through enough. We got to try to love people even if they don't agree with us. Exactly. I love how our focus is being thankful for what we have right now. We are actually so blessed. Yeah, we are. So true. Just like the Spanish Inquisition. Exactly. And that's the thing too, is right, there's been so much evil done in the name of good. And that's another thing, is we have to be able to break the brainwashing in order to have discernment of recognize what is truly right and what is truly wrong. And what's actually benefiting us and what we actually have control over, and what is not benefiting us and what we have no say over. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how much I need this right now. I think people in my life right now don't know they're abusive, and I'm just struggling to articulate it to them. Good. Well, not good that you're having that experience, but I'm glad that this is helping you and that you're going to be able to have more of an ability to articulate how you're feeling after this. Hi, Sweeta. This chat is so weird. What happened to YouTube? YouTube's getting weird, right? We all deserve to feel safe and loved. You look very beautiful. Thank you. Oh my God, I loved the... Hey, Kenna. How you doing? I loved the Be Yourself Reiki video. It felt so funky and so cool. And oh my God, it was really amazing. Good. I'm going to keep doing Reiki because I really enjoy it. Yeah, so I guess now that I got that off my chest, I'm going to talk about the spells that we're doing this month. So hopefully the like weird people leave when I start talking about this. But yeah, moderators, thank you, because the chat was going crazy before you got here and I had to keep it under control. YouTube has been putting lives on the shorts page so a lot of random people can find this. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Been doing Reiki for the past 15 minutes. Thank you for the Reiki last night for Rage. I really needed that to get back on track. Good. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. That was my intention, to help people get back on track. I felt the call, Nikki. I literally, if you, when you, I know you'll go back and watch this, and when you watch it in the beginning, I'm like, can the moderators come in? I sent a telepathic message to you guys. Hi, Shelly. How you doing, honey? Reiki is literally one of the only things keeping me sane right now. Same. I've just been playing it in the background. Oh, I'm going to share this amazing guy. I'm covered in chills. He is like, I love him. His name. Oh, and I'm going to do a whole video, guys. I haven't had time to do it yet, but I'm going to do a whole video breaking down ways to use social media as a coping mechanism instead of a trigger. And I'm really excited because, it's just really good. Like, I channeled it and, yeah. I channeled it and it's just very good. Yep. Hi, Rage came up in the meditation yesterday. Gonna give your Reiki a listen. Good. Hi, Teresa. How you doing? Yeah. What is with this? This chat is so foul. I set the intention that only the positive people that actually enjoy me and get something from what I'm saying and are able to process the points that I'm putting forward chat. And I ask, please, Spirit, that you rebuke and remove any of the negative energy or people that are trying to just be foul. And it's like, it's like testing me, right? Because in the beginning, I'm like, spiritualists are thinking everybody's stupid, and the people commenting are kind of just furthering that, but I gotta move through it. I will post him on the community page. I can't remember his name right now. His name is Michael, but I can't remember his like actual YouTube name. So I will post him on the community page as soon as I finish this live, because he's been keeping me sane lately and I just kind of like put him on in the background. So I usually listen to podcasts or stuff while I'm just like chilling, but that's been like overstimulating for me, and like mixing my energy with other people in that way has been a bit overstimulating. So I've just been listening to Reiki. You love his Reiki, right? I know, he's so good. We love what you are saying. Your tribe is with you. Thank you. Love you, Dutchess. I feel you are my elder sister. Aw, thanks. The sun has been shining the past few days. Yeah, here too. And it really helps me, makes me feel better being in the sun. So grateful for it. Me too. Me too. Me too, man. I love Michael. Can't think of his name right now, right? Okay, everybody loves Michael. That's awesome. Shelly, I'm in the lower tier once a month. It's great. Okay, good. I'm glad that you like that. Your first time here? Well, enjoy. We had some really great messages in the beginning, so I'm glad you found me, and I would highly suggest listening back to the beginning because it was definitely good. Hello. How do you deal with esoteric dependence rather than trusting yourself? Sometimes tarot, etc., can be addictive and be in place of trusting yourself. Yeah, so knowing when to cut yourself off. It's like any other addiction, right? So like if you found yourself drinking a lot of alcohol and you felt like that wasn't necessarily the best thing for you at this time, and like the effects of that were more negative than positive, then you'd probably take a break from alcohol, right? Or do your best to take a break or get some help taking a break. So the best thing I can say is you can be addicted to anything. If I've learned anything in this life, you can be addicted to anything. And a lot of people can be addicted to distracting or wanting to know everything, wanting to know the end result, wanting to know what's going to happen. And it's about doing what you're doing in moderation, being able to cut yourself off when, you know, you're overdoing it, and also surrender, right? And having faith, because when you're looking for something outside of you, it's because you're really scared and you're looking for the answers that you can't find. So it's about having surrender and having faith and knowing that even if you don't know everything, you have to know in your heart that it's going to be okay, right? I just watch for entertainment purposes mostly, and if a message comes through, that's chill. That's a good way to do it. Happy birthday, Mr. Meme. The Zoom call I'm doing on the highest tier of Patreon, just because if we get too many people on the lower tier, it might be kind of hard to do a Zoom meeting. What did Mystic Mermaid ask? Hey, are there bots in the chat? Yeah, I think so. Just trust that you don't need to know everything. Everything is in your heart and soul, in the truth. Absolutely, I agree. All right, so let's talk about the spells that we're doing. The Patreon we just did though, Shelly, was like really good. Like I actually have to go back and listen to that and take notes on it because it was like really, really, really good. Keeping an eye out for the weirdos. Thanks. What do you make of the neurobiology of free will? So it's hard because we're technically supposed to have free will, but we're literally designed like and brainwashed our entire lives to steal our free will. And if you truly like, I've been doing so much subconscious work with my therapist, and sorry, I just can't believe somebody had the audacity to compare me to that lying Tourette's person. Like, that was so rude. That was so rude. But okay, I gotta get past it. I'm being tested right now. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I'm doing so much subconscious work with my therapist right now because the conscious brain generally takes a back seat and the subconscious brain is what's running the show. And she literally told me, she's like, yeah, none of us have free will until we start to do the actual neurological work like you brought up, because our mind is just a series of neural pathways that have been created since the day we were born. And so many of us haven't had the best experiences, or we've just been severely deeply brainwashed by our family units or by, you know, the media or entertainment or authority figures, school. For me, I realized a lot of my self-loathing and stuff came from growing up being a dancer. Like I was a competitive dancer for 18 years, and oh my God, do they teach you to hate yourself? Oh my God. Do the teachers teach you to hate yourself, to disrespect and disregard your body, to not listen to your body? They pin you against other girls your age and men your age. If there were boys in the class, there's other kids your age. It's like such a toxic environment, and I was failed by so many adults within that environment and abused, like not like physical abuse, but like emotional, mental, and, you know, verbal abuse under the guise of like, I'm your coach. And I'm sure I only ever really danced competitively, but I'm sure that happens in so many other sports too. And so it's like, I had to like come to the realization that like a lot of my self-loathing and negative self-talk came from 18 years of competitive dance. So we have free will, but at this point in our lives, we have to work for it because society works so hard against us. So it's all about retraining the subconscious mind and making different choices than you would have made previously through the old neural pathways, and literally carving new neural pathways in your brain, which is definitely not easy, but definitely possible. All right, cool. We've got all the like, we've got all normal people in the chat now. Cool. Imagine if this video was on the news, like, bruh, we need this info out, right? That would be cool. But the news would never post something like this, right? If you were a narcissist, you would have thrived there. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna do an egg cleanse because I feel like people have been sending evil eye and possibly spell work. Yeah, definitely. If you feel like it, do it. Literally, the school system is so messed up. It was mad for compliance. It was made for compliance, not genuine learning and knowledge and teacher-student relationships. It's compliance and suppression, and absolutely, I agree with that, and submission as well. Yes, protection is of the essence right now. There's so much oppressive energy out in the world. I completely agree. Very responsive. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. It was a good question. I pulled the 3 of Pentacles and Knight of Cups for this guy who rejected me. I asked what I'm not seeing this, left me perplexed. I don't really want to answer like tarot question right now. No offense. Hello from America to Turkey. The spiritual deck has been crazy, agree. All right, cool. Oh, hi. You say ciao, Bella? I'm actually Italian. Hi. We got to protect our peace from the haters. Yeah. All right, guys, let me tell you about the spells because I'm really excited. So for Valentine's Day, we're doing a love spell, but it's not a typical love spell. It's not the kind of love spell that you would think. It's more than that, which I'm excited to share with you. And we're working with Freya, and this is the first time I've officially worked with Freya, and I'm really loving her energy. Hi, Sam. Glad you made it. Hi. This is the first time I'm working with Freya officially, and I'm really enjoying her energy because she's a goddess of love and war and also transmutation and resurrecting the dead and like witchcraft and all this like cool shit. So I'm really looking forward to this working. So for Valentine's Day, the love spell, this is the definition I have on my website. The lighting got kind of dark, but oh well, I'm almost done anyway. For Valentine's Day, we will be doing a big love spell. This can be used for self-love, platonic love or friendship, family love, healing the inner child with the love you wished you received, to get more love and affection and romance from a current partner, or to attract a new partner or life partner to you. We will be working with the Hathors. I love the Hathors. They are an interdimensional race of basically cow women, and you see this in the goddess Hathor in ancient Egypt. Thank you, Lizzie. You see this in ancient Egypt with the goddess Hathor, but they're an entire species. It's not just her. She was just basically a delegate that came down during that time, but it's a whole species of interdimensionals. But they're awesome. They're so good for love, for housing, they're good for a lot of things. So we're going to be and I see them in the sky all the time. When I call upon them, I will literally start to see UFOs. And later I'm going to post on the shorts. I was dancing to this Ganesha song, and there was like orbs all around me. But yeah, so we're working with the Hathors, Freya, and Aphrodite. You know I love Aphrodite as well. I will have many treats and sweets for the goddesses, as well as libations and flowers. I will set up a beautiful spread for them on my altar. You will receive a heart candle for this working, as well as a petition of your choice. We will also be calling upon our spirit babies for this one. So if you want to have children, or God forbid, rest their soul, you lost a child, you can call upon their spirit. Sorry, low power mode. You can call upon their spirit in order to aid you in this working, that energy of innocence, love, and childlike energy. I'm going to be using this spell for my inner child. That's what I'm going to be using it for personally. Whether you have a child who passed or a child yet to be born, we will call upon them to aid the goddesses. The archangels will also be supporting this working as well. You will get a recording of a piece of the ritual sent to the email you use at checkout, so please make sure it is correct. The recording will be sent within 3 days of the working. Please leave your petition in the message at checkout, as well as your birthday if you'd like. No refunds or exchanges. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you. So that is what we got for that. Is it just like, is it bots or is it a bunch of kids? Because like, remember last time they were like, do the gritty. Like, is it just a bunch of like little kids that hop in here? Which that is a whole conversation of itself. I could do a whole video on why children do not belong on social media and how social media was not created in a safe way for children to partake. So, yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, right? Like, just the fact that there are, like, kids, like there, I saw this guy, like, talking, he's like, is it right that kids are on the internet? Like, should they have access? And then did a whole video talking, because people want Eugenia Cooney or whatever removed from the internet, and then he's like, well, then should we remove this person and this person and this person? Or should we even let kids on the internet? And it's like, there's your answer right there. Like, no, but also, like, don't make it rules for thee, but not for me. Like, why can Eugenia put stuff out there like that and not get in trouble, not lose her monetization, literally promote illness, a serious mental health disorder that needs help, you know? And it's like, why can she do that, but my videos get taken down? My videos talking about spiritual stuff. Like, that's not fair. Or, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there was a guy who literally beheaded his dad on YouTube Live, and the live was up for like 20 minutes. He literally cut his dad's head off and then was going on some crazy terrorist rant. And YouTube's like, this checks out, but my videos get taken down? Like, the whole thing, that's another video for another day. But that, I have opinions on that, on the rules for thee, but not for me, and certain censorship for some people, but not for others, that make them money, right? And then I have a whole opinion on how kids shouldn't be on social media sites. It's not a place for children. It's never been a place for children. And I don't know what happened, if all, like, these parents are just lazy and allowed this to happen, if they're going behind their parents' back. I don't know, but it's not appropriate. Yeah. You're subbing? Thank you. I remember playing mobile games as a kid, and there was even predators on there asking me really disgusting things. It's not safe. Exactly. And there's so much anonymous behavior that you could be talking to anyone. Your kid could be talking to literally anyone. I knew somebody who's one of the children in their life, I don't want to say too much because it's not my business, but one of the children in their life sneaky made a Snapchat. She was like 12 or something, or 9 actually. I think she was 9. Her sister was 12. She's 9. The 9-year-old secretly made a Snapchat and was getting ready to meet at a playground with a 27-year-old man from up the street. And thank God they found out that she did that before she went there. Which, that in and of itself is so disturbing, because like, I'm 31 and I'm, haven't found my life partner yet. And like, just the fact that there's so many men and women, I'm sure there's women like that, but I'm looking for a man, that there's so many men that are like that in my age range. Like, that is so like it's like, blows my mind. But that's like what I was talking about in the beginning of this video. Negative behavior, sick behavior, bad behavior, because that's bad behavior. Bad behavior is pushed by our society, and there's excuses made for this bad behavior. And it doesn't really help that our jails are overflowing and they're literally just letting pedos out onto the street. Like, of all the people you're going to let out on the street, you're going to let out like violent people, pedos, like people who hurt people, that's who you're going to let out, but you're going to keep the people in there who were like there for a marijuana charge. It's just, it's a time, I can see why people who follow the Bible think that we're in the end times, because it's like right is wrong and wrong is right now, and everything's crazy. Scary out there. Stay safe. Absolutely. You won't attract a man like that. Yeah, I know. I keep telling myself that, and that's exactly what Spirit says to me too. They're like, no, you're not, like, a man like that can't even come in your energy. Like, so, but it's still scary, right? Because, like, when you think of it, you think of, like, I mean, not saying it's better or worse, but you kind of think of, like, a creepy old incel guy. But to think that, like, young people would rather be pedos than, like, start a family of their own and, like, which we wouldn't want that person to have a family anyway, but I just think it speaks to the sickness of society and the sickness of the youth and what happens when people get raised on the phone or raised by the phone, you know? Yes, actually, when I was younger, I have some trauma for being on social media. I used to talk to people on Kick, and it's disturbing, and I'm glad it never affected me. I'm glad I never went too far, but is it far too much for, but it is far too much for a child. Exactly. And all of this has affected me and continues to affect young girls who are a lot older. Exactly. Hi, thank you for saying you like my nose ring. It's like they skip being young and pure on social media. Yeah, or even like how it was like super controversial that Kourtney Kardashian's daughter has like a skincare routine. What is that gonna do to her? Like, what? We don't even know, like, the effects that, like, using anti-aging products and stuff can have on small children. Like, it is just, like, such a crazy time to be alive right now. All right, we're gonna talk about, no. Thanks, Lizzie. You're on it. You're not welcome here. People like you aren't welcome here if you're trying to incite violence, like, use hate speech. People who are trying to get, like, people angry. You're not welcome here, so find another live. All right. I'm gonna talk about the next spell. The lives are like the wild, wild west these days, and Lizzie, you're on it. Thank you. Hello. Oops. Okay. But see, that's why I'm saying too, like, even all these comments and stuff, I'm like, are these just kids? Like, I fear for the youth. The youth have been failed. And it's like they come on these lives and they say these things or they do these things, and like it's really not even their fault because society has failed them. Which makes me want to be a mom even more so that I can raise my children right. Love you, beautiful. I'm here for you. Thank you. Love you too. Hi, just joined. Hi. Love my shirt. Thanks. It's from Walmart. It's like, you're so pretty. Thank you. All right, we're going to talk about the sex spell. And if you're a kid, get out now because this is not appropriate for you. But your parents should be monitoring you anyway, so what the heck. Okay, so on the 222 portal, we're going to be doing a sex spell, and so here's the description for that. For this working, we will be calling upon Santa Marta, Lubana, Martha the Dominator, many names, one spirit, the Maria Padilla de Pombagira, Freya, and Baron Samade. You can use this spell to elevate your sexual energy and magnetism, to improve your sex life, to call in more sexual dominance within yourself, to activate your kundalini, and to awaken more spiritual or tantric sex, to call in a sexual partner, get more attention from a current sexual partner, or have more pleasure in your sexual experiences, or to ask the Pombagira to aid you in having sex for pleasure rather than procreation. And then I put in caps, warning, this should not be used to replace birth control or safe sex practices. The Pombagira is known to help women avoid unwanted pregnancy, but please also take the necessary physical and practical precautions to avoid pregnancy if you do not want a child. That is a tongue twister. We will be doing this working on the 222 portal to work off the energy of balance and partnership, all the twos. For this working, you will get a petition of your choice and a flower candle. I will bring an offering to the crossroads of flowers, sweets, alcohol, and tobacco. I will also burn your petition at the crossroads. I will post a public YouTube short of the offering and the candles within 3 days of doing the spell, as I like to keep my crossroads rituals more private between me and spirit to stay in the moment better, rather than record a whole video and also not get hit by a car because I am at the crossroads. No refunds or exchanges. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you. So that is what we're doing on the 222 portal, and I'm really excited for that one because I feel like it's going to be super healing. Hi, beautiful lady. Love you so much, my sweetheart. How are you? I'm good, thanks. How are you? Love your hair. Thank you. I have been trying to research but haven't been able to find anything. I have been working with Aphrodite for over a year now, and is it possible to work with Cleopatra alongside? I haven't worked with Cleopatra at all, honestly. I know her stories and her lore, but I don't know her personally. But my suggestion would be to try a little meditation with Cleopatra, see how that goes, and then to see if you can even reach her, like what it is that she wants to help you with, why she's coming to you. And then I would have a meditation with Aphrodite and say, listen, like this is, I might want to work with Cleopatra for this. How do you feel about that? But ultimately it's your choice. You shouldn't let, just like you shouldn't let other people dictate how you live your life. You shouldn't let the spirits dictate how you live your life, but also just like with people, your relationship might not be the same. So if she tells you, I don't want you to work with Cleopatra, and you do anyway, think of it like a friend. Like if you're friends with someone and they don't like someone else, and you're like, well, I'm going to be friends with them, it might affect the friendship you have with the person who doesn't like them, right? Yeah, good advice. Perfect. Thank you so much. Love your channel always. Thank you. Exactly. Definitely don't let any spirit dictate anything in our human world. Yeah, exactly. You're very sweet. Thank you. Thank you. There is a spider on the wall. Well, that's good because I love spiders. It's my friend. All right, guys. Well, to all the normal people, thanks. All my usual viewers and stuff. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Dutch, random question. Have you ever worked with Samuel? No, I have not. Sorry, I haven't. But yeah, I highly suggest if you just came in to go watch the beginning of this video. I think it was really good and helpful. And yeah, so definitely watch that. And then I'll be back for you guys with that video of how to use social media as a tool instead of a trigger. And we'll also keep doing Reiki and yeah, readings. So glad to see you, Dutch. We love you. Yeah, glad to see you guys too. Love you guys too. Love you so much, Dutch. I needed your presence this weekend, my dear. Somebody in this chat wants to marry me. Yeah, I am a witch, James. That's what I do. It's my career. It's been my career since 2019. So, yep. All right. Gotta go. Bye to all the weirdos. Find something better to do with your time. And, yeah, hopefully I don't see you again. No offense. And to the people who were supportive and kind and actually engaged in this chat and were able to think critically and comment things that added to the chat rather than distracted or took away, I'm grateful for you. I see you, and I look forward to chatting with you next time. And hopefully eventually we'll get to a point where there's just not as many weirdos. All right. I love you guys. Subscribe if you haven't, like, share this video if you feel like someone needs to hear it. I think there's a lot of people who could use this video right now, but I'll see you soon. All right, love you. Bye, guys.